So here we are today at the Tama Finland house, and we have our resident artist here today. And so you're Antti Kauppinen.
Yeah.
Pronounce it?
Yeah, Antti Kauppinen. Yeah,
Okay.
that's the name.
And so you're a Finn, and you're also a longtime friend of myself, and you've been in the circle in Finland relating to Tama Finland, the artist, and have you really sort of been dabbling? You've been in museum.
Yeah.
Why don't you just say a few things about and where you are now? What do you do there in Finland?
Yeah, so I've been like doing. Should I watch like straight?
Yeah. Well.
Do you think? So I've been working in art museum world quite a lot last 7 years. Okay, I want to ask, like, do you really want me to watch to the camera?
Dirk wants you to do that.
The thing is that
okay, so I watch.
What happens is that I will actually even look at it if you will.
Okay.
And
okay.
You're not in the frame, Dirk.
Okay,
so
good.
You can
Good.
Okay.
wherever you want.
So I've been working in art museum world for past 11 years, and then I've been working with contemporary art and old art, and lately for the past 7 years I've been working in contemporary art museum as a coordinator of audience engagement, of which last 2.5 years I've been on grant writing books. So I've been publishing quite many books in my lifetime, but lately I've turned from non-fiction writing to fiction writing.
Okay, so let's actually pick it up there.
Yeah.
In that you are a little bit of an unusual artist in residence, in that you're not in the visual arts, even though you actually work in the visual arts. Your field is actually the written word.
Yeah, yeah.
And you had a purpose in that you wanted to come, first of all, of course, to visit the foundation and see this place.
Yeah.
But you also, why don't you tell us what you've been working on for the last 3 months?
Yeah, so I've been, I got this grant that I can travel and work for about a year without having to do some sort of other works. So just basically concentrating on my writing. I used to live in Russia for 7 years when I was really young, and then I moved back to Helsinki, and after that shit hit the fan in Russian culture, and anti-LGBT laws were created, and I started to work with Amnesty International and with LGBT refugees coming from, because Russia is next door neighbor to Finland. So I've been collecting people's stories about the reasons why they have chose to seek refugee in Finland, and I have had the idea that I want to write about my background in Russia, because when I was living in St. Petersburg 18 years ago, I was kissing my boyfriend on Nevsky Prospect, which is the main street, and everything was really open. And in the last 7 years, the world has changed completely in Russia. So I now have ended up with these true narrations that I've been building up to this fictional character. She's a lesbian, and then there is my real narration, and those go hand in hand in my book, and that's something that I've been doing here. So I have first month I was just working with post-it notes all around my room and like checking like how the narration will be going and which stories parts are where, and now I have been just doing the writing.
So I have a question. You actually have said that the novel is actually not exactly an upper in some ways.
Yeah, no. I mean, the more philosophical like narration of it is like there is this existentialist idea that we never truly meet each other, that we are in our own bubble, and we are all like this Plato says that we only see reflections. But I don't completely buy that idea, and I believe that love and affection and empathy are the powers that we manage to break through to each other's bubbles. So that's something that I've been working. So I have different narrations watching the same happening and seeing it completely differently, and how you do decisions in your life, whether they are wrong one or the right one, they anyhow become part of your life.
So, in regards to being here,
yeah.
Did being here at the Foundation House, I mean, it's generally an upper experience in that. Did that affect the writing? Did it have alter the tone, or?
No, it actually make it more crystal clear about the idea of meeting, like how we and how, well, characters in book or in real life, how we meet and how we manage to do important, meaningful interactions with each other, if there is will and if there is not even need, but if there is will and goodwill and emotional contacts between people, so then that helps you to get through your own bubble and get through, over your own narration. So I think that's something, because I've been listening to people's stories here quite a lot, because that's what I love. I love good stories. So I've been listening to people and realizing that what is important is in life is connection and is the empathy, and I think that's something that I will take from this experience into my book.
And as far as if you were to speak about your time here, what would you, when you go back to Finland, what would you be telling your colleagues?
I don't know what I was expecting when I came. I don't actually remember what I was expecting, but what surprised me is like how home-like it felt for me, even from the day 2 or 1. It was really home. I like the atmosphere. It's, yeah, I don't know whether I have the right words to explain that, but like I really like the atmosphere of this house, and it is very positive, and there is this surrounding filled with erotic art, but it's not just art or erotic art, it's also narration, it's also stories, it's also really nice people with huge packages, but packages aren't negative, it's positive thing, I think, and it's really good that people have something that they can share with each other and discuss about it with each other. So yeah, I think the home is the word, which is like most surprisingly and really positively part of this experience.
I want to mention that you are the president of the MSC Finland, which is actually Tom's club.
Yeah.
That's the other alternate name, and that was because he was involved in the early years of the club, right?
Yeah. So it's actually like there were a couple of young guys in mid 1970s that wanted to establish motorcycle club without motorcycles, and they had started it probably like few months before one guy who was then secretary of the MSC Finland met Tom in one gay park in Helsinki, and they started to chat, and he was like, hey, come and be part of it. And because Tom was 20 years or 30 years older than the rest of the guys in the club, he was a bit like, should I? But then he got involved, and he has been super important part of the whole club, and because that was a time in Finland when Finland was still quite closed as society, and Tom was already internationally known and traveling abroad, so it like took our club to a completely different level that we didn't like. I think that has been a huge advance for our club to compare to other clubs in like Sweden and Norway and Germany and all that. So we were like, even from the beginning, more internationally known, and Tom was all the time pushing people to learn foreign languages and to be more active in international scene. So like he has been not only with his visual culture, but also from his personal perspective of being international, he has been really important for us.
So in editing this, we have to actually do shorter pieces.
Okay.
And you don't give very many breaks. So I guess to round this off is that how do you see that? What did we understand the benefit of the environment here, and I guess, is there anything else that you want to say about your stay here, and also what are you going to be leaving here? Here in regards to your mark on the Tom property house.
Yeah. Well, when I came here, the foundation was going to take part into this Los Angeles zine and art book bazaar. And then I went there, so it was like I was still having my jet lag, but I organized this sex haiku workshop over there, and it was really fun.
What?
Sex haiku.
Haiku.
Yeah, sex haiku workshop over there, and that was really fun. And that's actually something that I've been doing for the past 20 years now and then. Like after some sexual experience, I have written a haiku about it, and that's the way of remembering, remembering those experiences.
Through the haiku.
It's through the haiku, and then I have been doing that a couple of times here now. This sort of a haiku workshop. So that's something that I'm planning to leave here, and also like probably doing some sort of book about that sort of haiku things. And then I love the garden. The garden is like beautiful oasis in this house that is all the time having lots of people coming and going, and there are the volunteers and everything. So I have been coming to the garden, and I've been here like 100 something days. So every morning I come here, I take 2 oranges and 1 lemon, and I do a juice from them, and then I come here to drink it. So I basically emptied 1 orange tree here, sorry for that. And then yesterday I just emptied the rest of the tree, and I did some marmalade. So those marmalades I will leave here.
Right, absolutely. And I actually, before you leave, actually, I don't know to what degree you have, but we would like to actually let you browse through Tom's correspondence.
I've been looking them, and it's also, it's pity that most of them are in Finnish, but like he was really good writer, like he was really funny, but not like funny haha, but just like a really good writer and really positive, and you can really see his like energy through his writing.
So he's not actually a classic Finn in that he really was a positive person pretty much all the way through, even though he'd get pretty frustrated and angry when he was screwed over. But anyways, so I thank you, and if you want to say anything else to the camera, you can.
Volunteer, give money. This is a wonderful foundation. This should be going on.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.